Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and I've got a brand new Firefly guitar to check out today. Look at this metal machine right here. Firefly has seriously upped their game. They have stepped up to the next level, not just making interesting variations on traditional guitars, but now they're getting into some really cool territory with this guitar and a whole bunch of other heavy metal style guitars that they've got on the website right now. That's, of course, the Guitars Garden website is where you can get all these Firefly guitars. Take a look at this here. In addition to the Random Star body, which is the one I have, they've got some different V-style guitars with some really cool paint jobs, as well as a really cool Explorer type guitar. Now granted, these guitars are a little bit more expensive than your average Firefly guitars. Firefly really made their name in the sub $200 price range, and now some of these guitars are approaching $300, but still not quite there yet. $279 for this guitar, and most of the other ones are around there in that range. And let's quickly just talk about the specs of this guitar. So what are you really getting for $280, aside from the super cool body style? But it's a set neck guitar, which is really nice in this price range. I don't know actually if it's, set in or just a regular set neck, but obviously a really nice smooth neck joint there. The neck and the body, it's all mahogany. We've got a rosewood fretboard, 22 of the stainless steel rounded ball-end frets, a single humbucker Alnico-based pickup in the bridge position here, and then of course the Floyd Rose style bridge. Now, this is a Floyd Rose branded bridge, and I can tell you this is the exact same bridge that is being offered on the SBS guitars. That's the Steve Brown sound guitars, which I've reviewed quite a few of. That's from like the Guitar Fetish, the SBS sub-brand from Guitar Fetish. It's the exact same bridge here. So these bridges, honestly, they're not the greatest, but it's kind of like when you see like the entry-level Jackson guitars, and it'll say Jackson by Floyd Rose on the bridge. It's that exact same bridge. So although these are Floyd Rose brand bridges, it's not like an original Floyd Rose or a Floyd Rose 1000 or a special or anything like that. All that being said, when you get into the demo, you'll see that this bridge works totally fine. Now, as far as the controls, well, they're very simple with just the single pickup. We just have a single volume control, but then we've got a push-button kill switch on here, which is really, a nice little extra touch, really cool little extra touch. By tapping this momentary switch, it cuts out the signal from the guitar, so you can create these different rhythms. Now, one thing about it, you heard it in the demo here, but I have a slight complaint about this, and that is simply that the switch is a little hard to press down. So it actually takes quite a bit of force. You really have to like whack this thing in order to get that effect. I kind of wish the spring inside here was just a little weaker, so it was a little easier to press, but that's a very, very minor complaint. Again, just getting a cool metal guitar like this for under $300, I don't care too much about the stiffness of the spring in this kill switch. I mean, talk about nitpicking, that's it right there. Now, I posted a couple days ago that I'd gotten one of these guitars, and several people were asking me about the neck and the neck profile in particular. So this is kind of a full, like a C or a D. It's maybe not quite as round as a C-shaped neck, but it's still kind of a handful. It's not a thick neck. It's not like a baseball bat neck or anything like that, but it's not a thin shred neck either. So something to keep in mind. It's not going to be one of these like Ibanez thin necks or anything like that. Okay, so there's really two things I'm talking about in this video. One is, of course, this really awesome guitar, and when I think of this body style, which in my mind is the Random Star, like an ESP Random Star body shape, when I think of this body, first I think of Akira Takasaki from loudness. But second to Akira, I think of Gus G, of course, from Firewind. And at one point, Gus G even had this body style with a kill switch, although I think it was like down here or something. It was a slightly different setup. But anyway, on the topic of Gus G, I wanted to really get into that style properly for this guitar. So I have just purchased this new plugin which captures a lot of Gus G's signature sounds, the different amplifiers he's used and so forth. So it's got all these different presets of like classic Gus G tones. So when you hear the sound demo in this video, that's what I'm playing through. And what's really cool is this guitar costs about $280. That plugin only costs $50 right now. So for $320, you can get this exact sound that you're hearing in the video. Okay, and speaking of sound, let's go ahead and plug this thing in and listen to how it sounds. And then after the demo, we'll talk a little bit more about the playability, and I want to talk about the balance of this guitar, like when you play it with a strap and so forth, how that all works out. But real quick, guys, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool, new, affordable guitars, and staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, so you're going to hear the Firefly guitar through the ToneX Gus G, like, Guitar Asylum collection, I think it's called. Let's listen to how this sounds. Okay guys, so let's talk a little bit more about this guitar. So first of all, this guitar plays awesome. It actually had very low action right out of the box. I have not done any setup adjustments to it. The only thing I did was tune it. Okay, I didn't do any setups. I didn't change the strings, anything like that. I just tuned it and plugged it in, and that's how you're hearing it in the video. So the action and the playability is really, really excellent. Now, obviously, we've gotten used to these rounded ball-end stainless steel frets. They're such nicely finished frets. It's really, I think, an improvement to any guitar when the guitar has these frets on it. All that being said, there are a few things that I wish were a little bit different about it. And again, I'm really nitpicking with this, like before about the spring tension in the switch, right? But I kind of wish that the neck was a little thinner. And again, it's not a thick neck, but I just wish it was a little thinner. And then the other thing is I always love a satin finish on the back of a neck. This whole guitar is a gloss finish, including the back of the neck. Also, the other thing is, since you don't have a neck pickup, just extend the fretboard to have 24 frets. That would be really cool. So the playability is excellent. The overall sound of the guitar is very good. You could do better than this pickup here, but not for under $300 all in. Okay, now the other thing that is really important about this is the balance and the weight of the guitar. So I weighed this guitar. It was almost exactly 7 pounds, which is a very comfortable weight for a guitar. But the other thing is when you have a strap on here and you're standing up with it, does it have neck dive? Okay, I hate neck dive. I tried it out with a strap and I was pleasantly surprised. There's basically no neck dive. Now, I wouldn't say it pulls the neck up like some guitars do, but it's pretty much a dead even balance, okay? The guitar just kind of stayed where you put it. And one thing that's kind of cool is your right arm naturally lays on the long upper horn here. And so when that happens, it does kind of push the neck up, which is a really good position for shredding. Now, what did you guys think of the ToneX Gus G collection? I'm a big Gus G fan. You know, the Firewind stuff, his solo albums have been great, and you know the work he did with Ozzy was awesome as well. But getting that, for $50, getting that collection of that plugin, those tones, I mean, what a great value. You know, what a cheap and easy way to get some awesome guitar tones, and you know, there's the clean stuff in there as well. The other thing that's really cool is that plugin includes some effects. It includes some modulation, delay, reverb. You can add all that stuff within the same plugin, which is really, really cool. Anyway, I'll have a link to that down in the video description below. There's a video that Gus did recently where he was like demoing it. So I'll put a link to that, and then I'll put a link just straight to the plugin if you want to check that out. And to be clear, guys, you know, I paid for it like everybody else does. It's not a sponsored thing or anything like that. Now, I'll also have a link for the guitar down in there as well. But yeah, go on over to Guitars Garden, the website. That's the official website for the Firefly guitars. And just look at all of the really, really cool new models that they have up over there right now. I got 2 guitars at the same time. I got another one. I won't tell you about it in this video, but it's coming really, really soon. Another one to check out. So stay tuned for that. But honestly, it's hard for me to stay up with all of the new releases from Firefly because they've been bringing out so many new guitars lately. It's just mind-blowing. At the end of the day, I love that they're getting more into metal guitars. I love this body style. I love the Random Star body style. It's a really comfortable, despite how it looks, it's a really comfortable guitar to play, especially like sitting down, practicing and everything. It keeps the body shape keeps the guitar in a really good position for your hands and wrists and everything. It's just kind of underrated in that aspect, I think. Okay, guys, thanks a ton for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any other questions about this stuff down in the comments section below. Let me know what you think of the guitar and also those tones from the ToneX plugin. And remember, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you very soon.